Hi, my name is Randy Perry, Randall Perry, and I am the organist and the master of choristers here at St. Paul's United Church of Christ in Trexlertown. Most people just see my head because they are sitting out in a congregation. Pastor does, the readers do, the choir will see some things, but most people don't realize what goes on behind the scenes to play the organ. So I'm going to just very briefly explain a little bit about what you see, and through the subsequent weeks we will discuss other parts of it. We'll hear some of it. I call this a hybrid organ because part of this organ is pipe and part of it is digital. The pipe part is made by Austin Organ Company, which was founded in 1898, and they're still in Connecticut. I played many Austin organs, during my 52 years as a music director and an organist. And as far back as I know, there was work done on the Austin organ here in 1956. Where they did some repair and refurbishing, and then a little bit later, the console, which is this is what we call the console, and it's casing, but the console is here. This replaced an older version. This was actually found in a barn by one of the previous organ maintenance firms, and they put it in here and they hooked it up. And I don't know if you can see these, there are blue dots on the keys and on these stops, and that is to tell you that they are working stops. If it doesn't have a blue dot on it, it doesn't have any pipes or any digital sound. So this has much room for expansion, but you're talking a couple of bucks. So what happens here is, in a hybrid organ, we have digital sounds. I don't know if there used to be oh yeah, you can't see it from here. There's a box down here. But the digital expands the organ. This was a very small pipe organ. It only had 9 ranks of swell pipes, 9 of grate, and 2 of pedal. There was only really 2 manuals. A rank of pipes is the amount of pipes it takes for one sound, okay, or one key. So each keyboard here has 61 keys on it. That's the number that is assigned. Plus it has a pedal board here with 32. And the pedal board, you can play, you have to play with your feet. So we kind of have it's almost like it's not an exhausting job, but it wears your body out after a couple of years, like a couple. You'll start to get a little aches and pains where you didn't know you had them, put it that way. So the way that the organ is set up here, we have 2 chambers. We have a grate and we have a swell. Now above my office here is the swell, okay, and the swell would be this top keyboard. Above where the stairway comes up from the choir room is the grate organ, and that would be the center keyboard here. That's the grate chest, or grate. And then we have a completely digital choir manual. That would be the 3rd or lowest of the manuals. And that is all from the balcony, all done with digital. So it's all speakers. There are no pipes in the choir ranks here. So what's nice about the organ is you can take what we call couplers, and you can couple the different ones together to get different sounds, different color, and you can, put some of these into the pedal to beef that up a little bit. So there's all kinds of things you can do. Each sound that you hear is controlled by, in this case, a tab or a stop. Many of the organs have draw knobs where you draw out the stop this way, and that connects to it. So they transmit, when you do this, it transmits an electrical signal to the pipe or the digital apparatus for the pipes, and for the digital. But when it's just pipes, this allows a piece of machinery in the organ chamber to pull up what we call the stopper, and will give you that entire rank. For example, this one, the diapason. Okay, now that's just one note. So there's 61 of them on one stop. Okay, but if those little caps don't raise up, you don't get any sound. That's why the organ requires a generator, or what we call a blower. It's in our choir room down in a closet door. That generates the wind, and that's what goes through the pipes. You don't need a generator or a blower for digital, okay? Digital is all electronic. On this organ, what's really neat about the digital is if the pipe organ is just a little bit out of tune or maybe a little bit low in pitch, which will happen with change of conditions in the sanctuary, these digital will take and they will adjust to the pipe and match the pipe pitch. So therefore the organ is in tune with itself. If not, it would sound like a horror movie. It would just be unbelievable. Now, before electricity, you'll see in some old music history books of back when Bach and Handel were doing it, there was always some guy in the back with his hand on a stick, and you think, what in God's name is this guy doing? Well, that was an actual job for somebody, and because there was no electricity, you had to have the bellows hand pumped so that the organ would play. So that is what their job was. And I'm sure it was an important job too, and you had to keep that at a steady thing or else you hear, so it wasn't the easiest thing to do. I'm pretty sure that there were many pumpers that were let go because they either fell asleep on the job or they had made too much merriment the night before. And when they were ready to get to the next hymn, that would have not been good. So this is is all electronic based. The organs prior to these types were called tracker action organs. Now, a tracker action organ that's what Bach and Handel and his contemporaries played. Everything was done by mechanics. It was all rods or dowels. So when you played, it was very noisy. And if you played, for example, I'll show you, this is the great manual. Now suppose I play a couple notes here, but I want to add something to make color on it. So I'll put this one down. Maybe this one too. you have to couple this, which brings this manual down to here. So you put one of these. Then you're going to hear this, a different sound. But you don't see any keys go down. On the tracker action organs, as I'm playing, these keys will be depressed, so it looks like there's a ghost playing up here, because you actually have to pull down the second manual onto to couple. And I've played several tracker action organs, and when you're done playing a service on one of them, you know you've played an organ. Really, they're charming in their own way, but there again, everything is mechanical, including the pedals. So next time I see you guys, we'll explore the manuals and the pedals, see and hear how some of the pipes work, what they sound like, what they might be made out of, and things like that. So until I see you next time, have a wonderful day, evening, whenever you're watching this, and I hope that I have piqued your interest in one of the greatest instruments of all time, the king of instruments, the pipe organ. And I thank you.